All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the official podcast, the MLWB Paintin Corners. I'm your host, James Torillo, along with my co-host, Nick Volpe. We got some special guests today from the MLWB Royals, Zach Kinczel and Dylan Wagner. So welcome to the podcast, guys. You guys made your season debut last night. I know it wasn't the result you wanted, but was there any good takeaways from that game last night that you want to talk about?
Yeah, I'll just start, I guess. Yeah, very good takeaways were just straight. Let's get straight to it. The defense by Lucas Stewart.
Yeah.
That was a big concern of mine going into the season. Would be the fielding. I didn't want any stupid plays. Stupid plays mean stupid happenings in the game, like unnecessary runs and stuff like that. So, but flashing the leather or his hand for Lucas on that robbed home run, and that just, that lit up. Obviously, I got us into that jam with all the walks. I blame the weather, but it's not my fault. But
shouldn't have been playing.
Exactly. We had a game somehow, some way. I'm gonna leave those opinions aside. But yeah, that was all on me. But we were even hitting wise. We put up runs early and we held them for a decently long time where it seemed like we can get out of it. And it's just one of those things in any sport, unforeseen circumstances come, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah. Obviously, like we said, not the result you wanted, but still a long season to go. Do you know when you and Eric have agreed to make up that second game yet?
Honestly, we're still gonna have to like sort of figure it out, but we're aiming for next week.
Gotcha. So that was your first game as the new captain of the Royals after Zach gave you the name to be captain.
Yeah.
What was either you can answer this. What was the main reason behind the switch at captain?
We're gonna keep we're gonna keep our decisions as a team sort of in the vault, but it was better economically, we would say.
Economically.
And it gave us more resources to sort of, build a bigger program with the usage of free agent points.
Right.
So
in other words, just because you were more free agent points, you became team captain.
Well,
there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just asking.
You're
allowed to do that.
I'd prefer for our
economically.
Economically, we were looking at a, sort of just like kind of like a flippant situation where when this happened, we were only allowed 3-man rosters. So when you have to build for a 3-man team, if it's worth switching captains and getting more free agent points for your team, then that's exactly what we're gonna do. And so we saw that there was a really high ceiling with that decision for years to come. So that's why the decision was made.
Yeah. Did it feel any different being captain rather than playing last year not as a captain?
It gives me sort of like a duty to like kind of like put everybody in check.
Okay.
I'm a leader, but not a follower. But I sort of tried to create an atmosphere where I'm cool with everybody on my team.
Yeah.
And but everybody's gonna listen if I say we have to shift a certain way, or just even batting lineups, just stuff like that, positioning, all sorts of crud. I feel like with my knowledge of the league, it was smart to invest a decision that led to sort of kind of like someone that was more familiar to the league making these batting orders, decisions for our team come game day.
Yeah. Speaking of batting order, you had Zach leading off last night, yourself second, and Lucas third, correct?
Yeah.
Do you think that'll be the main lineup going forward, or will there be changes?
It looks good. It looks like that's where it needs to be. We're gonna analyze some other workings to see if we could find sort of like a comfortable order in a way.
Right.
But it looked pretty hot yesterday, minus a few more strikeouts than I wanted as a team. But there's not much you can do when you're going against Dylan Yeager, so you kind of just I'm proud of us getting on the board early. But
yeah. Zach, how'd it feel to lead off?
It felt good. Ended up scoring 2 runs, but doesn't matter where I'm batting as long as I'm up there. Gonna try my best to make a play, make contact.
Yeah, absolutely. and you guys have the Astros next week. So the main focus of this episode, and we'll get into it now, was to really recap week 1 and then, give our predictions and really give an overlook of week 2. So week 1, unfortunately, the Royals suffer 1 loss, and we suffered 1 loss as well too, Nick.
Bad job.
To sum that up, it does sting. It'd been a minute since we dropped a regular season game, but I think it's a good wake-up call. It gives us a wake-up call to say, we have competition. There's a lot of really legit teams in the league, and not that we were taking anybody lightly, because we weren't, because we know the Pirates are a great team, but it's a good wake-up call to say, hey, it's not going to be any sort of cakewalk for the division or anything like that. There's a lot of teams here that are just as good as us, and we're going to have to earn it if we want to win.
That's right.
So now we have the Phillies next week. We also had Astros, Yankees to start off the season. Astros get to sweep without Ryan Moser. So was that surprising to any of you?
I forget what I said for the predictions. I think I said split. I don't know if you remember, but I think
I think we both said split.
I think we said split, and that first game to the second game was crazy. It was 11-9 Astros, and then it was 9-0, right?
11-0.
11-0.
Yeah. So
Charlie came locked in. Game 2.
I think if you're a Yankees fan, it's not something you really want to. Obviously, you don't want to see your team lose, but when you see them lose to the Astros without their star player Ryan Moser, does that, if you were a Yankees fan, does that worry you and say, even though we got all these picks, it's tough that we couldn't get a win on opening day?
Here's the thing. I mean, Yankees didn't have the full roster. Who was missing? It was Teo was missing.
It was just Sean House and Dylan Monge.
Who else was missing?
4
Zach,
guys missing.
right?
Porcella, Donis, Pozert, and Teo Mayorga.
They got a 5%? Oh, they got a 5%.
They have a 6-man roster.
6-man roster. Okay. I mean, it really shouldn't be because, even though Ryan wasn't there, Astros got better. And their playoff team, very possibly, even though the AL is very tight. And we talked about earlier that not the Astros, the Yankees have 3 first-round picks next year.
Yeah.
So you could see either Monge using them, he could trade up. He could trade for somebody right now.
Yeah, absolutely could. Do we see that happening? Do we see him trading, or do we see the Yankees going into next year's draft with all of these picks?
I don't see him trading his pick. I could see him trading either. He has your pick, right?
Who?
Monge?
Yeah, he is the first.
He has your pick. No.
Yeah, I don't know what you were saying, man.
He has your first round pick for next year.
He has my first round pick.
I can see him trading either. He has the Rays too, right?
The Astros.
He's the Astros?
Astros, Royals, and then the Yankees pick.
I don't see him trading his own pick because didn't he say they were also in a rebuild and they could be tanking or
we did
along the lines of that?
We did interview him after the game, and I asked him, are they tanking? Are they pushing for
football team?
Week one, they're tanking.
Are they, rebuilding? Are they pushing for a playoff spot? And he
Those
said
are his words.
He said it's a mixture of both. So, if they do happen to drop games and they don't have a great record, it's okay because they have all these picks. But if they do win, it's okay because they wouldn't mind being in a playoff spot.
Yeah.
So I think it's like a win-win situation for the Yankees. It's okay if they drop these games, but if they do happen to win, a win is a win. It's always good to win games.
If I were them, because I don't know, is Teo gonna be their pitcher for the whole way through?
Looks like it's gonna be Monge, but we'll have to see.
Does Monge want to pitch? Is that what he's been?
I believe he's their guy on the mound.
He's their guy on the mound. Has he saying anything about wanting a pitcher or another?
It could be different. I mean, it could be, let's say Zach Porcella comes back and plays in a week or 2.
Yeah.
Then
Zach's a pitcher, right?
Yeah, we could see him on the mound. Maybe we could see Teo on the mound. We saw Sean House on the mound.
If I was Monge and if he wanted a starting pitcher, I would go to the Rays and take Cole.
That's not a bad idea.
I mean,
it's not a bad idea at all.
They definitely have solid bats. It's not,
Yeah,
we know that. But
what do you think they'd have to give up to get Cole?
Probably that first.
The first?
Probably
you think the Rays would just do a first for Cole?
I mean, I think they would because they have their pitching.
Right.
They have their pitching already. They have a deep lineup besides Cole.
Right.
And Cole's still a really good batter, so
yeah,
maybe they'll take a little more for it, but I could see them taking the first. But
yeah, that would be a great.
I'm not Scully, so.
So since you guys traded your first round pick for next year for Javi Cruz, Where are we going to see Javi in the lineup once he's back? We know he was out with a shoulder injury last night. Are we going to see him at the top of the order, at the bottom? Are we going to see him on the mound at all? What's the plan with him?
So as it goes for like the batting order situation, I guess I'll talk about that. Getting Javi Cruz, trading Porcella, I thought that was a big move because, we desperately, we sort of from re-evaluating last year, especially with younger talent on the team now that's trying to work into the league, I felt that it was a need to get another bat in there and another big bat in there if we want to contend like the way I want us to. We're contending.
Yeah.
So getting Javi I thought it was tremendous, and my plan for him simply, I want him to be on, I want him to be in the field when I'm not there. Right now, the field's gonna stay the same. If Javi comes back, he's gonna mix himself into the field. We'll probably switch on and off depending on certain lineups that come at us. And for the batting order, I think I gotta hit him lead off.
Okay.
That's a guy that I can see getting on base you need that leadoff guy, and honestly, I could see Kinczel batting 2, and
Okay.
I can hit 3. Kinczel's been raking right now, especially driving in the 2 runs against the Rays.
Yeah.
So honestly, I could see him hitting 3rd as well in the lineup. Come Saturday if Javi Cruz happens to be available.
Yeah. I think that's a good plan. You said Javi would mix into the field. Would it be him and Kinczel? Would it be him and Stewart?
I'm going to, we haven't had much practice time, so I'm going to rotate everybody around, sort of different combinations and stuff, mix it up, and see what works best. And whatever works best, whatever's getting us outs and ultimately getting us wins is going to be what I'm going to roll with for the rest of the way.
I think that's the best problem you could possibly have is having 3 good fielders and only being able to play 2 of them rather than, not knowing who to put in the field. You've got 3 options, so you can't really go wrong. And we had Lucas Stewart last night. We got to talk about this. Last night, he robbed Dylan Yeager of a home run in center field. That is the first robbed home run in regular season history of this league.
Wow.
It had never happened before in the regular season. You did it in the Thanksgiving game, I believe,
Twice.
Zach? Twice, yeah. You had a
against
robbed
Dylan
home run
Moyer.
in the Thanksgiving game.
Who is this guy?
And yeah, it's never happened in a regular season game. I don't think it had even ever happened ever
In the
up
playoffs?
until I
Or-
think last year Lawyer may have robbed a home run from McCabe in the NLCS. It was the last out to send us to the World Series, but it might not have gotten out. It was close.
Oh, the one in center field, kind of.
It was in left field.
left field.
And that one might have gotten out, but it was close.
We gotta check the tape.
Kinczel robbed a home run in the Thanksgiving game, but it never happened in the regular season. That's the first robbed home run in league history in the regular season. So congrats to Lucas Stewart. He actually has the first ever robbed home run in his first game, which is kind of crazy because he's played 1 game and some of us have been around for 12 years and we've never robbed a home run. Kind of crazy to think about.
I didn't even see it. How far over the fence was it?
It was going to get out and he reached up with one hand and caught it over the wall. It was a
Odell Beckham Jr.
Yeah, it was a great play from Lucas. So, you guys have a promising future ahead of you guys. But if there's a team that you think, obviously you guys believe you're a playoff team, and if you let's say you do make the playoffs, who do you think you'll be playing in the ALCS?
The way it's looking, it's gonna depend. The 2 teams that you're looking at right now and is Astros and the Rays.
Right.
It's gonna depend on the Rays lineup now. Now, please note they had 2 veteran hitters. Eric's a very good contact hitter. You have to be certain with the way you throw to him.
Of course.
When you generate more guys into when you generate more guys into the Rays lineup, how's it gonna affect the team's OPS? Sort of as a standard, because you don't have as talented as players such as Eric and Dylan Yeager, and you don't want to have to worry about throwing to them all game.
Right.
Is the OPS gonna sink because you're getting those lower caliber guys due to building a roster? But however, in comparison, of course, but Had to throw that in there. But so that's the Rays. Their pitching's phenomenal as well. But then when you look at the Astros, the only thing is Ryan Moser. Is he gonna play?
Well, I mean, I don't know if that's the only thing because right now, Paul Sincata leads the league in RBIs and has 2 homers.
How many does he have?
He's 14 RBIs in 2 games.
Holy shit.
Last year, Dylan Lawyer led the league in RBIs with 13
right?
on the year. Paul Sincata has 14 in 2 games. So I don't know if Ryan Moser is really the only thing you got to worry about. You also got to talk about Charlie Jones. Hey, he's won an MVP. So put some respect on Charlie.
Charlie did win an MVP, but however, I'm looking at recent production over the last years. And I'm seeing a team that when they didn't have Moser and not only that I don't mean to call any shots right now, but as it goes for hitting standards, Paul Sincata's on an island with himself. It's him hitting, and then it's just in terms of, especially after that first series, navigating on who looked hot and who looked cold, he's on an island. And with Moser there, those waters for the island, the waters slowly start to go down, and you start to find more resources, within the sand itself.
This is quite the analogy.
However, when you don't have Ryan, that water's rising, and you're kind of left with a tiny island, and maybe you got a coconut in the palm tree. But what's so funny?
It's quite the analogy.
Same token, that's exactly how I feel about the Astros. So it's sort of like, which team's gonna get their pieces together first?
Right.
Am I gonna look in the box, or are they gonna have all their pieces? Am I gonna have to go to Barnes and Noble and go get another box to replace the old pieces? That's what I'm looking at.
I'm just gonna nod my head and smile and pretend like
Honestly,
I got all that.
That made complete sense to me.
No, it makes sense. I get what you're saying. It was just a funny way of saying it, but I think
You could have just said it straight up. You didn't have to make the whole
Are you not
analogy.
entertained?
I think the Astros and Rays have more pieces than you think. I think the Rays, even though they only had Yeager and Eric last night, that's a great 2-man lineup. But they also have great pieces like Corey, Cody, and Cole. Those are all really good pieces. They've all improved, especially Cody. We know he's improved a lot over the last few years, and he can be a great player.
When is Cody going to come back?
So, we're not going to give all the details on what's happened to Cody. He is all right. He's resting up. He's on the IL right now for the Rays, but that's why he's not here on the podcast today. He's normally one of our hosts, but Cody's going to rest up. He'll probably be out for at least a few weeks, but hopefully he is back soon because it's a pleasure having him in the league. And is there something funny, Dylan?
No. This guy's playing juggle cats with his Celsius can. I'm sorry, I can't stop myself.
Anyways, Cody will be back soon, so prayers for Cody. He's doing all right. He's resting, and
Good to hear.
he'll be good to go soon. So I think the Rays will be fine. It does hurt that they don't have Cody, but they're still a very good team, and we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But we know the Royals are going to be good. But let's recap some more this week. We know we went over the Astros sweeping the Yankees. Then we get to Phillies Brewers. Was that because you had the Phillies sweeping last week, and the Brewers end up sweeping, and they didn't have Andrew Shorey or Chris Castano. I'm not saying that the Brewers are not pretenders or contenders. Not going to get into that. But do we think they're one of the teams to beat in the league now that they're 2-0 and they didn't even have some of their...
I mean, they got a better record than us, so I think they
Yeah.
are.
Yeah, absolutely. They're first place right now.
First place.
So it's early, but how early is too early when you only play 12 games in a season?
I mean,
A sixth of the season
you
is
just
gone.
you only play, or you just play who's on your schedule, so you just got to be
Right.
ready for them. So I would say you just got to worry about... You can't really worry about them. You got to worry about your series.
Yeah.
You just got to look at... We're going to play the Phillies next, so we just got to worry about beating them.
Yeah. And Joe Lemley right now, best ERA in the league, .50 right now after week one. He leads
Give him
the
1
league in ERA. He only let up 1 run. It was a homer to Tyler Wagner. So, I mean...
That's your brother?
The Brewers...
That is my brother.
The Brewers look really good. I think they're going to have a really good season. They were the Marlins last year, and they only had 2 wins all last year. They already have 2 this year. So we know they're already better, and they're going to keep getting better. So the Brewers could be a serious contender.
Yeah.
And they could be a team that we may have overlooked in the offseason. So credit to the Brewers for that. But they have their hands full this week with the Pirates, who we just had our hands full with in week 1. And going in, we knew we were playing a really good team. We knew that it could be a split. So we'll have to see what happens with the Brewers and Pirates. But do we have any predictions for that series? That's Sunday at 3 o'clock, by the way.
Brewers, Pirates?
Brewers, Pirates, doubleheader.
Wait, the Brewers are playing on Sunday, but everyone else is playing on Saturday?
Yeah, because I heard Castano, or not, Andrew couldn't play.
Saturday is Phillies, Dodgers at 11. At 1:30 is Royals, Astros. And then on Sunday at 3, we have Pirates, Brewers. And then Tuesday at 6, we have Rays, Yankees. That's the schedule for week 2.
Oh, Yankees and Rays couldn't play Saturday or Sunday.
Right.
Okay.
So they're playing Tuesday. And we have 2 series coming Saturday. So that should be fun. It'll be exciting to see what folds out. But do we have any predictions for Brewers, Pirates? I think that's going to be a really good series.
I know it looks bad that I had the Phillies sweeping the Brewers, and they didn't. But I could see the Pirates sweeping.
Okay.
I mean, how could you not? But, we'll see what team shows up.
Yeah. Dylan, what are your predictions for Pirates, Brewers?
Pirates, Brewers. I've got Pirates. I got Pirates sweeping the Brewers.
Okay. Zach?
I think it might be a split, but I wouldn't be surprised if either team sweeps.
Okay.
I mean, it's Joe Lemley versus Jack Ivins, 2 great pitchers. So whoever can make contact against the other one more.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to go with a split as well. I think these are 2 of the league's finest teams, and it's going to be very close between really all 4 teams in the National League to see who gets those 2 playoff spots, because after this week, I think we'll have a better picture of,
what team is a pretender, what team's a contender.
Right, because we have Dodgers, Phillies, and we have Pirates, Brewers. So we're gonna have a good idea of.
It's always hard to go by week 1.
Right. And
any sport.
Right. And not to discredit anybody's wins or losses in week 1. It's just, the Pirates could sweep us week 1, but then get swept by the Brewers week 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have no idea if, what team's better. Are the Brewers better than the Dodgers? Are the Dodgers better than the Pirates? Are the Pirates better than the Dodgers? So now we're going to get a better picture of really what's happening in the National League after this week, and in the American League as well, because the Royals play the Astros and the Rays play the Yankees. Mm-hmm. So then we go to Dodgers, Phillies. Nick, you want to start out with your predictions for that series?
We have to sweep.
Yeah.
I mean, we got to sweep.
Yeah. It's, I know this isn't really a prediction. It's more of a statement. We have to sweep the series, like you said. It's a must sweep for us. It's going to be a super tight division, but at the same time, it's also it's also a must win for the Phillies. And I say it's a must sweep because if we even, let's say we split against the Phillies, we're going to be 2-2, and the Brewers and Pirates could both be ahead of us, and we could be on the outside looking in of a playoff spot after 2 weeks if we split or get swept this series.
We got to split. We have to.
So this has to be a sweep for the Dodgers. I'm going to say sweep only because we are the Dodgers, and I'm not going to sit here and predict us to lose. So no disrespect to the Phillies. They're
going to be good games. They're
going to be good games. I think the Phillies are better than what those scores said in week 1. We also didn't see Tyler on the mound, which is another thing we didn't cover. I'm not quite sure why, but we didn't see Tyler Wagner on the mound for the Phillies. We saw Justin Halpin and we saw Dave Koch both on the mound. No Wagner. So I'd have to assume he's starting week 2.
Dylan, do you know why he wasn't pitching?
He went out and recruited a player, and we did a tremendous job recruiting, but that didn't go so well. I guess he's still a new player to the league, Justin Halpin. I'm sure he'll be able to turn it around. I mean, he had good stuff on him. Control was an issue that I saw. So, I mean, I think he's going to get it together. Don't get me wrong, but for week 2, I won't be shocked if Justin's on the mound again, honestly. I could see him. I'm hoping Tyler throws week 3 for rivalry week, of course.
Right.
Because, I mean, that's an auto sweep for us. I mean, he's got nothing on us, really. But,
wow.
Hey, listen, honesty's all you get out of me. And so, yes, but I think they got a good chucker in Justin, and I think he's going to find his groove. I don't know if he's going to find it this week. He's against a very good lineup, obviously, in the Dodgers. But even if he throws against us next week or even the following week, I think finally he'll start to settle in. And if the Phillies can get some wins in between the next 2 weekends, I mean, you're looking at a very contending team in the Phillies again once they get him rolling. So
Right.
yeah.
What would your prediction be for Dodgers Phillies?
I'm gonna go 2-0 Dodgers.
Okay.
Are we like comparing how many each team gets right in a way?
No, we're just predicting every
That'd be
week.
like
Really.
a fun game.
That would be.
honestly. Yeah.
That would be.
Maybe we could bet on it.
Bet on our own games.
I'm down.
I'm
Can we bet on like the Royals?
When you're on the Royals?
Yeah,
We'll be on like FanDuel.
Or like will we get banned in a league?
Betting on your own team would be a little interesting. I'd hope you wouldn't bet you lose. That would be because if you bet yourself to lose, that would be pretty.
What if it's
bad.
like plus 550?
Oh, that's
Yeah.
good. That's good odds.
Yeah, I'll throw 100 down. All of a sudden, we're going to the Sizzler. All of us surf and turf on me. You know.
All right, Zach, what's your prediction for Dodgers Phillies?
Dodgers
Sizzler.
sweep.
All right, I said sweep as well. So now we go to Royals Astros. Nick, what's your prediction for Royals Astros?
Royals Astros. If Ryan's not there, Royals are sweeping. If Ryan's there, it's gonna be split.
Okay. I don't believe Ryan is going to be there. I think he's out for week 2, but I think he'll be back for week 3. So obviously, I'm sure you guys have your predictions, Dylan.
Yeah. We're gonna actually not say our predictions because we don't want to be that team that goes off and starts running their mouth. We're just gonna play some good wiffle ball and we're gonna look to produce on Saturday. It goes for me and Kinczel. So.
Even though you just called out your twin brother for rivalry week and said he had nothing on
we're
you.
gonna sweep them. It's a given. But for teams in our division, teams that I have respect for, sorry.
Bro, this shit's gonna be easy. What do you mean?
Hey, shoot. It's gonna be easy. And but no, for the Astros, we're gonna keep all of our thoughts in the vault, and we're just gonna
Easy sweep.
We're gonna let our thoughts lie and then prove ourselves on Saturday.
All right.
AKA easy sweep.
So some different opinions between you and your teammate, but
Zach's clip farming over here.
I'm gonna go with if they don't have Moser, I'm gonna go a Royals sweep, but I don't think that a sweep hurts the Astros that bad. I think they'll be fine. I think the Astros are still more than a playoff team. I think they're very good, and we'll have to see what happens. But I'll take Royals sweep 2-0.
Hey, do you still have my wiffle ball, the one with the X's?
I should, yeah.
All right, cool.
All right.
Love that ball.
All right.
I can't wait for you to go home and or if you even I'm sure, are you editing here?
I normally don't edit that much. It's just straight up.
Oh, are
What's
there
here goes in the pod.
squares? Like there's squares on the thing. Yo, quit laughing. Yo, aren't there like
What are you
squares on the
talking about?
video? Like
To separate the
yeah,
camera.
exactly.
Oh, yeah,
You
it's the 3 you and then I'm in the bottom right corner.
It's recording too. It's recording.
oh,
both at
that's
once.
pretty good. It's pretty cool software.
Yeah, pretty tough.
Yeah, it is pretty tough.
It shuts down most of the time, but it is what it is.
Yeah,
It
it is what it is.
It is what it is.
It happens.
It happens.
It
It happens. So then we have Brewers Pirates. We gave our predictions for that, and then Rays Yankees would be the final series of the week. What are your predictions for that, Nick?
Oh, Rays Yankees. Oh, Rays sweep.
Dylan,
I'm gonna go with a race sweep.
Zach?
Rays sweep.
I'll go with a Rays sweep too. I just think the Rays are a really good team, and like I said, no disrespect to the Yankees. I think they'll be fine. It's just more of a
Can we
rebuilding
go back
year.
to 3-team playoffs?
Right now in the middle of the season.
No, not like right now while we're talking about it. Let's just go back to 3-team playoffs.
No.
Why?
Whoa.
If you have 3 teams in each division make the playoffs, 6 out of 8 teams are playoff teams. And every year that we had 3 teams in each division make it, there would be teams that are like 4-8 or 5-7 making the playoffs. So I feel like if you only have 2, then only half the league is making the playoffs, and you have to be in the top half of the league to be considered a playoff team. Because if you're the 6th best team out of 8, you're going to make the playoffs. But being 6 out of 8, I think all of us could agree that's not considered really all that good, you know? So I think we limit it to a division.
Are we questions for the commish, I guess.
Okay.
Are we gonna look at an expansion?
Oh,
So that's a good question. It has been talked about a little bit. There's no really, set teams or set captains lined up, but if the league grows to more players and, we can afford to add at least 2 more teams, I wouldn't be opposed to expansion. I think it would be fun. I think it'd be exciting. But nothing's confirmed as of yet, and we'll just have to wait and see. So we haven't expanded in a minute. We do have some teams returning, like the Brewers and the Phillies, but they replace teams. We haven't had expansion teams in a while. So it'll be curious to see what happens. So any last predictions for week 2 before we wrap things up, guys?
I think we covered everything.
Should we do like some hot takes?
Let's all do a hot take, and honestly, let's do some power rankings.
Ooh.
Dylan, it was your idea. You want to start with a hot take?
Yeah. Why not? I mean, okay. All right. I got one for the AL. I got one for the NL, and I'm gonna start with NL.
Okay.
I think Jack Ivins wins Cy Young.
I like that.
Yeah.
We've been saying that
Mhm.
in the offseason. We've
Think
been
he
saying
does.
it's a very high possibility.
For the AL, I don't think shoot, I sound like a monster. I can't see any wins for the Yankees the entire year.
Okay.
I can't. I cannot. There's a lot of missing pieces in there. I'm gonna hit you with another one. You ready?
Okay. 3 hot takes.
No, not another hot take, another analogy.
Oh, analogy.
I'm gonna hit
Okay.
you with it. All right, ready? So imagine, James, and I'm bringing back the puzzles, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're looking to complete a puzzle, let's say of the Rams logo, right? So you
Okay.
get the puzzle out here, and then all of a sudden you're missing some pieces out of the Rams logo, right?
Mhm.
So you're missing about, say it's a 750 piece puzzle. You're
Big
missing
puzzle.
about 102 pieces, right? Some finishing touches. Maybe
Okay.
it's the face mask.
It's a lot of pieces.
Now, all of a sudden, to help you fix your goal, we're going to bring in a Cardinals puzzle, right? We're going to bring in a Seahawks puzzle,
Mm-hmm.
49ers puzzle,
Oh.
rightfully so. And also 2 more puzzles. Let's just say the Packers and the Saints, right?
Okay.
So are any of those puzzles going to help you finish your puzzle?
No.
And then what's a word for do you need these puzzles?
No.
Exactly. That's exactly what's going on with the Yankees situation with their players. There's a missing piece there. And instead of trying to fill that link, I feel like they're just getting a whole lot of additives that are sort of multiplying on the issue when it comes to their roster control. And yeah.
Okay.
Why is he cracking up?
Because it's funny. You're talking about Rams puzzles.
Look. I'm giving my analogy in a good form for the audience.
Okay. The audience appreciates your analogies, Dylan. Thank you.
I hope so.
Nick, you have a hot take?
Fucking forgot.
All right.
Zach, you got one? I'll come back to me.
Lucas Stewart for Rookie of the Year.
Okay. I like that.
Should I do a hot take for the season or just for the series?
Anything. Could be anything.
What's going? Wait, what are the series? It's Astros, Royals,
Dodgers, Phillies, Yankees, Rays, Pirates, Brewers.
Yankees, Rays. I'm gonna go for the Pirates. I'm gonna go do a hot take for the Pirates series. Martini gets his first home run of the year.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go something similar to that. Same path. I'm gonna go with the Pirates. First home run of the year for Braden McCabe.
Oh, he's gonna be there. Okay.
Ooh.
I'm gonna say Braden goes yard in his
Dog.
2025 debut.
I know Brady was gonna be
The
there.
last
that
game
week.
Braden played in was game 2 of the NLCS, and he went yard.
He did go yard.
So I say he goes yard again, this time against the Brewers, and it helps the Pirates to, at the very least, 1 win, maybe 2. So
We'll see.
We'll see. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Week 2 coming up. You guys can watch the games on YouTube or TikTok. It'll be posted on our Instagram where you can watch the games. Our Instagram is MLWB, and you can subscribe here. Most of the games are going to be on YouTube, so if you want to watch the games, subscribe here. And yeah, it's been a pleasure having you guys on the podcast today. Any last thoughts from the Royals?
I know you have a thought. You always have thoughts.
Nothing I can say on this.
What should I say? I mean, all right. Let me give a thought for the Royals.
Let me give one more
All right.
analogy.
Let me throw. No. I think we're good with analogies.
I would love to hear another analogy.
I don't got one for you, unfortunately.
Oh,
Do one for the Royals. Do one for the Royals.
No, I'm not doing no more. You earn your analogies here.
Oh,
And,
Okay.
But I think minus the loss, how bad it looked, I saw a lot of positives in the entire team gameplay, and just I could see that those positives staying as positives throughout the remainder of games, and instead of letting go like it was last time. But we're gonna do some damage this year. I know that, and we're a contending team, and I mean I see it in us, and we missed the playoffs for a few years in a row, and now it's just time that we have the resources and we need to act on it. So we're going to. So
Speaking of having those resources on your team, do you think it'll be a 4-man roster throughout the entire year? Do you think you'll be able to make any moves at the deadline? Is there anybody you have your eye on?
honestly, James, I don't want to get rid of anybody on the team. I think we're totally fine with the way we are right now.
Yeah.
And so we're gonna keep it up, and we're gonna keep our team the way it is, and because I know we can win as that team. When we were out with a very star player on our team, Yavi Cruz, and we were doing damage to the Rays, where we should have had that game.
Right.
And man, there was really bad weather. I don't like to make excuses or anything, but there was really bad weather. So hopefully having nicer weather where your opposing pitcher isn't wearing let's go climb on the Smoky Mountains hiking boots to the game.
These sound a little bit like excuses. Though.
No, they're not excuses, James.
Oh, they're not? Okay. Okay.
just observations.
Okay.
Right. That's rightfully said.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have a good squad. We have a very good squad, and it's just gonna have to be seen. And that's exactly what's gonna happen.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for your time today. Good luck the rest of the way. And if you guys want to watch the rest of our episodes, they're right here on YouTube. And our games will be on YouTube as well. Follow us on TikTok, MLWB Whiffs. We're trying to get to 10,000 followers. And follow us on Instagram. All of our graphics and standings and stats, everything is all going to be on ML Wiffle Ball on Instagram. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.